So, how do we intro this?
Content warning?
I
mean, that's not really
guess.
funny.
I don't really know how to...
There's not much we can really joke off. I mean... He repeats himself. No.
Let's just smash cut to the intro song.
So, Goblin Slayer.
Yep.
It's a very hot topic show.
It sure is anime.
Yes, that is very true.
Hey, we're being relevant this
Ish.
time. Kind of, yeah. We're
Yeah.
This is what all the cool kids are watching.
I guess. I don't really know if it's cool or not.
I don't know.
All I know is it's got a lot of controversy about it, and I don't quite... I understand, but at the same time, I don't understand.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. Welcome to Final Form. I am Ryan Taylor.
I'm Mitchell.
And Goblin Slayer is the topic for the episode. When did this premiere? Like in the fall?
I think so, yeah.
The fall, winter? It's a fairly new show. It's only
12. There's going to be a second season, to what I understand.
Okay, so is the season finished? Because
yes.
I didn't finish everything that was available.
I mean, I watched it all in one go, but I'm still... It was not a waste of my time, but I can't say I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I can't say I hated it.
Okay.
And I can't say I watched it out of morbid curiosity. I guess morbid pleasure.
All right.
It's the best way I can describe enjoying the show, I guess, is what I did. I think I enjoyed it.
You think?
I didn't enjoy all of it. There are parts where even I went, nope.
Yeah. I got 1.5 episodes in. And I know, like, there are other shows that I got through more of that I hated. I didn't hate what I watched. I found it a little unremarkable.
Yeah.
I kind of, like, halfway through the second episode, I felt like I kind of had the gist of where this was going. And I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good on this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of knew every beat the story was going to do before the story did it.
Yeah. Which
is usually I don't enjoy, but I hate being able to predict plots. It's one of the reasons why I hate the entire genre of a boy and his blank. Mm-hmm. Because I can almost predict the lines characters will say before they say that.
Yeah.
But even though I knew where this story was going, I still didn't dislike it. Because I didn't know how they were going to get from point A to point B.
Okay.
I knew what was going to happen. I knew, okay, they're going to have he's going to end up having a small harem around himself. He's going to forever be awkward in conversations. And they're going to end up beating the horde of goblins. But how are they going to get there? And
yeah,
the how is what I enjoyed.
Okay.
I definitely enjoyed the actual main character, the titular Goblin Slayer, and how he's basically if you took MacGyver, Batman, and the Punisher, blended them together and put them in a suit of armor. Because he's got Batman's backstory.
Yeah.
Horrible tragedy as a child, and he swears vengeance.
Yeah.
He's like the Punisher in that he is goddamn brutal.
Yeah.
And he's like MacGyver because he keeps coming up with crazy, inventive ways to solve problems that you're kind of like, why'd you think of that? How did that work? And I'm not even making this up. Apparently the creator actually did take inspiration for his character from Batman and the Punisher.
Oh, okay.
So...
yeah.
But this show is completely about a guy who goes around hunting goblins, which if you play a lot of D&D or RPGs, they're always like bottom tier scrubs. These are the things where you're like, oh, I'll go to that place and kill a couple goblins, grind up, get some decent loot, and then go on an actual adventure.
Yeah.
But in this continuity, we find out goblins can be a bit of a problem. In fact, they're more of an infestation that are just as deadly as some plagues.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, when you find out how goblins breed, you find out why they're so goddamn dangerous. They're basically fantasy xenomorphs, except for they only want women for that purpose.
Mm.
And when I mean xenomorphs, I mean that's how they leave the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not pleasant, but because goblins are generally considered weak on their own, like one goblin versus one average warrior.
Yeah.
That's not even a fair fight. But the thing is, they tend to go after small villages, which have no money, so they cannot hire proper protection. So the only ones who can do these jobs are beginner heroes, who are usually not prepared for goblins, so they end up getting killed, and the goblins end up taking their weapons and learning from those warriors and getting better and better and better, and slowly they'll be actually hard to kill. Until we get a badass who is considered one of the best warriors in his realm, who only goes after scrubs. It's basically like if a cop was only obsessed with going after pickpockets. Like, you'd think, okay, there are bigger crimes out there. Handle these bigger crimes. Why are you obsessed with pickpockets? But he is so good at stopping pickpockets that he gets a song written about him. There's literally in the story a folk song about the Goblin Slayer. Because so many small towns who would never get saved now have a savior who is willing to do this job for 10 cents.
I just want to see, like, a CSI spinoff.
Yeah, I would watch that. Sounds pretty fun.
About Agent Malone, who only stops the pickpockets.
Yeah.
He's the best pickpocket stopper.
I mean, that's the best example I could think of how to explain Goblin Slayer is without, bringing in...
No, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, so often do you think when you play a game, you often think, I'm the grand adventurer, but you never stop and remember, hey, these monsters are apparently ransacking towns you never see. No one's actually there to stop them.
Yeah.
In fact, they bring this up with a later character who's known as the Savior Hero, or the Chosen Hero, who basically slew an evil god, saved the day. He's the biggest, baddest hero in the world, and she's like, if someone wasn't here to stop the goblins, there wouldn't be a town here to celebrate my victory. Mm. So here she is, the most powerful warrior. She's like, I like that someone's willing to take on these weak monsters. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, why would he fight scrubs? He's considered a weird, gross loner.
Yeah.
But, well, he has... I guess I should try to explain the Goblin Slayer's backstory. He's the sole survivor of a goblin invasion of his town.
Yeah.
He got to see everyone in his town killed by these little monsters.
And it's like you said about it being a little predictable. I didn't even get to the point of that reveal, and I assumed...
You immediately knew that...
I assumed it.
There's got to be a reason he's upset with goblins, and the most obvious guess is he survived some shit.
So should we put a spoiler warning on this episode? Or?
There's got to be a spoiler warning.
I mean, I don't think we've really spoiled too much yet.
It's if you could not predict this plot in a lot of situations, you're either very, very new to anime, or very new to fantasy in general.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just, like I said, it feels also kind of comic booky in places with, swearing vengeance at the night.
So, spoiler warning, I guess, kind of.
Yeah. But like I said, it's the how that makes the show kind of enjoyable if you can get into it.
Yeah.
Like, he's very fond of unique solutions. Like, he has no magic, but he ends up finding creative uses for magic to kill goblins. For example, smoking them out. Using a magical barrier that prevents enemies from going through the barrier, shuts them inside their own base camp while he smokes them to death. I would have never thought of using a barrier spell like that.
Yeah.
Efficient.
Yeah.
And he goes, every time he fights goblins, he's apparently experimenting new tactics. Because A, he wants to find the most efficient way, and B, he keeps repeating that goblins may be stupid, but they're not fools. As in, if a goblin survives something, they know to avoid that.
Yeah.
They are very fastly Skinner-boxed. Not Skinner-boxed, paddle-it, I want to say, I guess? I don't know. Once they learn something hurts them, they will never touch that thing ever again.
Yeah.
And to the point where even baby goblins will quickly learn that if they can trick an adventurer, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Every single time. And it gets pretty brutal where he'll actually just beat baby goblins to death because he's like, no, if they live, there'll be a new horde from this group. Because, like, one goblin can make 12 kids with one captive.
Yeah.
So, there's a reason why there's so many of them in this world. Because it's, 1 equals a dozen. And those dozen grow up pretty damn fast. That's a horde really damn fast.
Yep.
And they're also... They like the taste of human flesh. So it's not like they avoid attacking men. They'll grab men and eat them alive in front of their families. Which the Goblin Slayer got to see as a kid. He got to see them take his sister and make goblins from. See his neighbors get eaten. There's a reason why he's so socially messed up.
Yeah.
Which I will praise, because as much as often we see in fantasy stories where, you know, I'll swear vengeance at the night, and then they become a pretty normalish human.
Yeah.
No, he was like 8 or 10 when that happened. He's fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
I think he, even in this, like in the manga, apparently, he admits that if you're coming to me for advice about interacting with humans, you're pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And like, he's aware that he's not normal. To the point where he's only interested in goblins. Like, literally, that's one of his lines. If it's not goblins, I don't care. Even when it's like, you know, a dragon's going to attack the town. Is this dragon a goblin dragon? It's just a regular dragon. Get someone else to do it. But if the dragon destroys the town, yes, but if we're all fighting the dragon and the goblins come into the town, we have no town.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, but he's also kind of priorities, man.
Yeah. It's a bit of a one-track mind.
Yeah, and to the point where most of his lines are, I see. Yeah? I see. Yeah? Goblins. Not goblins. Like, when they see a giant alligator in one scene, he's like, that's not a goblin. And the one person with him's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But when it comes to goblins, he knows how to trick them, how to... all their traps, how to, you know, how... He can figure out how many are in a nest just by watching a few of them.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, there's like 2 guards posted outside. That generally means there's at least 30 inside. How do you... I know goblins. He's essentially made himself into the goblin boogeyman.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of... Like, the finale is a goblin horde attacks where he's living. Mm-hmm. With a massive, intelligent goblin. Which they never say in the anime, but I got the impression that this goblin picked his farm because, fuck you, you're gonna kill us? I'm bringing an army of goblins to kill you. You're just one human.
Yeah. And
of course, spoiler, he rallies all the adventurers behind him because they've realized, shit, we need the Goblin Slayer. Because of him, we have more rookie adventurers who don't die on week 1 from fighting goblins unprepared.
Yeah.
Or, hey, he's actually given us a good reputation because an adventurer is actually willing to go to the boonies. And
yeah.
Or he's just been in the guild for so long and given weird advice. Like, he will give advice to new adventurers, but he only uses phrases in goblin terms.
Yeah.
But it's still advice you can use for other monsters. He's just unaware of it.
Yeah.
So he's that much of a fixture, of course the town's going to rally behind him.
Yeah.
So he gets an entire army of adventurers to fight the army of goblins. And what does he do? He goes behind the goblins and destroys their nest. Because he's the Goblin Slayer.
Yep.
That's his shtick. And then he fights the Goblin Lord one-on-one. And a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Which involved a death I didn't see coming for the Goblin Lord. Oh no, the big bad of the season 1 died. Spoiler. But this show can get gruesome in places.
Yeah.
Episode 1 opens up with 3 gruesome attacks, rapid fire.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I expected.
No, I was expecting far, far worse, because a lot of people said this has like one scene that's intolerable. It should, this makes anime all... Like, I've literally heard someone say, if this is what anime is, then anime should be destroyed. Because this is too triggery. I'm like... I guess? If something triggers a person, but... Is that enough to condemn an entire media?
Yeah, I thought it was blown a little out of proportion.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I guarantee you Game of Thrones has done far worse things.
I won't get into Game of Thrones, but honestly, I don't even feel like it's the worst thing I saw this show do. In that, like... Okay, so there's a rape scene.
Yeah.
And it's pretty quick, though.
Yes.
Like, you don't see a whole lot.
A lot of people will cringe on one angle they do.
But, like, I didn't find it to be overtly sexualized, which is a problem that many shows can get into. I found the whole male savior a little more problematic, like that whole stereotype a little more problematic than the rape scene. Yeah. And I mean, that's just something that is fucking entrenched in culture. If I'm getting into that, this probably isn't where I'm going to start. But I don't know. I'm also like I don't know if I'm exactly the person to.
I don't know if I'm definitely not. Yeah.
You know, it's hard to.
Everyone has different limits.
Yeah, and
if that scene is enough to actually trigger someone, then I'm not going to take that away from them. They have every right to be upset by that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But at the same time, I also won't say they have the right to condemn an entire media for that.
Oh yeah, well that's not even.
But you know how hyperbolism grows.
Yeah, you can't judge anime based on one thing. Like it's
no.
Definitely not as rapey as Elfen Lied. That's for sure.
And yet, no one ever brings that one up anymore.
No, because it's not the same kind of rape.
Mm.
Because this is the full-on attack, pinned down sort of thing, whereas Elfen Lied is just like, oh, you're taking advantage of someone who is not a developed adult.
Yeah.
That is rapey in a legitimate sense, but not in the
which that really disturbs me far more than...
Yeah.
This was just... As disgusting as it is, it was more of a plot thing. It was to establish that goblins bad, killing them good.
I don't know. I don't think it was necessary.
No. Just explaining it would have been enough, in my opinion. Explaining that they use human females to make young. We don't need to see that being done.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, yes. Seeing it, though, definitely would motivate certain demographic. Yeah. But if you aren't upset just by being told that, I got.
So I'm gonna get into that first episode a little bit and like how I just didn't really enjoy this, and not like I didn't hate it. To me, this whole thing was very much like the same attitude of a lot of things in the 90s.
Yes,
it was very like extreme, you know, like we're gonna have metal playing while a girl gets raped and then this guy kills a bunch of goblins, and it's just very much like I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't really care.
Yeah,
you're not like
you're cutting yourself on the edge and ruining your own story.
Yeah, it seemed like it was trying to be edgy.
Yeah,
a little bit, and like I don't know. I found the Goblin Slayer from the little bit I did watch. He didn't seem like he had much of a personality.
He doesn't.
His personality is just like you said. He kills goblins.
That's his entire personality.
That's not really a character.
No, it's not.
You know,
I mean, he gets 4 companions with him for the rest of the story that bounce off him.
Yeah,
but they're also kind of stereotypical characters in their own sense.
I mean, the one that we got from the first episode, I assume is one of them.
She's she's the next most important character.
Yeah, but she's very much the anime stereotype of
sweet, naive little girl.
Sweet, naive little girl who is very, like, has basically the voice of an 8-year-old, and...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I said, this is almost paint by numbers in places, but at the same time, it's also trying to use that paint by numbers system to deconstruct fantasy stories. Because every fantasy story I've ever seen is the goblins are no big deal, so why does anyone care about them?
Yeah.
This actually paints that if goblins are this big of a deal, what about the other monsters? And we do see other monsters. Like we see an orc at one point who has got an army of goblins, and he is terrifying. If he actually walked into a city, I don't see how a city would survive that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the few times Goblin Slayer slays him besides a goblin.
Yeah.
But he only does it because it's kind of in his way of A, getting out, B, killing more goblins.
I think my breaking point, and the point where I was just like, yep, enough of this. In the second episode, we get introduced to his childhood friend.
Who is only known as Cowgirl.
Cowgirl.
That's her name. Like, no one in this show has a name.
Yeah. So you see them as kids and whatnot, and then it cuts to present day.
Yeah.
And she is very much a regular shaped human, minus the fact that each of her tits are larger than her own head.
Which is one of the reasons why she's named Cowgirl, because the Japanese associate big titties with cows.
Okay.
So it's not even subtle.
That doesn't make it better.
No, it's basically like, hey, I have a character named Cowgirl. Well, she's got to have giant tits then.
Yeah, and like, I kind of laughed.
Yeah, I laughed too.
But like, no, I mean, shortly after that, they're on the road, and she's pulling this big cart, and he asks if she needs a hand, because, you know, like, are you sure you can handle that? And I'm just thinking, like, yeah, of course she can. She's been carrying a metric ton of tits on her chest in her adult life. Obviously, she can handle a fucking cart.
I got more of the impression he was only asking because that's what people expect him to ask.
Yeah, I know.
But at the same time, I like your explanation better.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, unfortunately, that's something you're going to have to get used to in anime, because that's not the last time you're going to see tits of that volume.
No, I know. But
in fact, hers bounce a lot subtler than other shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's... I will be honest, sometimes that's enough for me to go, yeah, I've seen enough of this show.
Yeah.
I just decided to power on, and it was, I think the next episode, I can't remember what episode it was, pretty soon after, where he actually did something inventive enough to make me go, okay, I want to see how he MacGyvers his way out of every problem now. I don't care about the rest of it, I just want to see his MacGyver plans. And lots of them are goddamn brilliant.
Okay.
Like, one of my favorite ones is he heard from a miner. Like, he learns random things by talking to random people. He learns from miners that flour or other small particles in the air in enclosed space will explode. So he buys a bag of flour, chucks it into a room, has the priestess close the room off with a barrier spell, lights the powder on fire, and kills a giant monster. I'm like, huh, wouldn't have thought of that. That's ingenious. I like that. He's aware that goblins chase after lanterns, so he tricks them by putting something in... There's a giant alligator. He attaches a light to the alligator's tail. The goblins thinks the adventurers. Alligator eats the goblins. I'm like, I like that. More of these ingenious ideas. Your dialogue I don't care for.
Yeah.
Like, his party ends up being Ranger Elf, or High Elf, that's what she's called.
Yep.
Dwarven Sorcerer, Lizard Man Shaman. Those are their names.
Okay.
And part of me laughed at that, and part of me hates that, because I have played lots of Final Fantasy XIV, and one of my biggest pet peeves is my character has a name. I hate when people say, hey, DPS, because that's my job, I'm a DPS. Or the type of DPS I am. Do this mechanic instead of, hey, could you say my character's name? Do this.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a reason why we have our characters named.
Yeah.
Be like if, someone walked up and you say, hey, security, and only ever said security to you.
Yeah.
You'd get kind of annoyed by that pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
Especially if you're wearing a name tag.
Yeah.
Many times at work, I'm just called the clerk, and I'll just gesture to although clerk is not that inaccurate for me, because my last name is Clark, and that derived from clerk. So, eventually in this universe, someone's last name will be Goblin Slayer. If Goblin Slayer ever has kids. Which I highly doubt he will. But
yeah, I don't know.
This is definitely not making any of my top lists of...
No.
Like I said, I will watch season 2, but only for his MacGyver ideas. And if they're not going to... If they don't wow me after the first episode or two, I'm not even going to continue season 2.
Yeah.
A lot of people said this was the next Overlord. It's not even the same ballpark, in my opinion.
No.
It wants to be darker than Overlord in places because it uses rape.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, technically Overlord does in places too, but it never on-screen shows it.
Yeah, but that's kind of worse.
Yeah.
To use that as a plot device.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, you didn't have to show it.
Yeah.
Explaining it is enough for, like I said, me. That's all I needed to know. Don't need to see it.
Like, I've seen many a good film or TV show that included some sort of rape scene.
Again, I'll bring up the Alien series.
Yeah.
That's technically what you would call that.
Yeah. But in this case, it's just kind of like, why? Why was it there?
Well, it's there to explain why there's so many goblins. Because you never ever see a female goblin. And I stopped and went, no, I have never in my fiction. In most fiction, I don't see that. But you could have fixed that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there are much better ways.
They could have just said they produce like fungus.
You know what? That's lazy writing.
It kind of is.
I never thought about it, but that's lazy writing.
Yeah.
To just be like rape, I guess. So that way we've got an answer and
shock horror.
Yeah. No, this show's not for me.
No. I will never. If someone told me this was their favorite show, I'd wonder why. But I wouldn't. I guess I would subtly judge them.
Well, this is really popular, right?
In some sects, yes, but it's
like in terms of like newer anime, it's kind of
not that popular.
No,
it's popular enough to get a second season, but
I feel like I've heard a lot about it.
You've heard a lot of the controversy.
Okay,
a lot of people wanted to talk about the controversy and defend or explain it away or
Yeah.
It's the same thing with another show that came out, Darryl and the Frank, which was controversial as well for a while, and I guarantee I don't think you're going to like that one either.
No, I've seen a couple screenshots that made me go, oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Elfen Lied.
Yeah, okay, fuck that.
Yeah, and it's extremely popular and also controversial, and I'm like, I don't...
Yeah.
Like, you're allowed to dislike something for a controversial reason, but let's... not get pitchforks out automatically like some people do.
Yeah.
The easiest way, in my opinion, to deal with controversy is not to get up in arms with it, because that draws attention to it, and someone's going to be like, oh, that got attention, I'll do that for my thing.
Yeah.
It's just to ignore it. If this was a real thing actually happening, no, don't ignore that. But in media, ignoring something is the fastest way to get it to go away.
Yeah, you have a point there. Because
the less we talk about something, the sooner it just fades away.
It's true, because no one's watching it. If no one's talking about it, no one's watching it. If no one's watching it, then they can't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
I know that's not as satisfying as, attacking something.
Yeah.
But...
yeah. It's true. I don't know if I really have anything else to say here, because I don't know. It didn't really. It just kind of just washed over me.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, that was an episode.
Yeah.
I guess.
That was kind of how I want to describe Attack on Titan, but I'll say Attack on Titan was probably better. And I didn't even enjoy the show. Like I said, I enjoyed the MacGyvering of Goblin Slayer, but that's not enough for me to say this is a good show.
Yeah. I feel like at least Attack on Titan had more of a story going on.
Yes, it did. The story didn't suck me in.
Yeah.
But I will say, on a technical standpoint, it had characters who emoted and had backstory to them.
And names.
And names.
And and
the Titans were also monstrous, horrifying, and gave you a reason to hate them very fast.
I feel like the violence worked a little better in Attack on Titan, in that there were scenes that genuinely shocked me in what I was seeing, but also made sense in the story. I'm not going to say all of it did.
No.
But
there's also one thing I'm going to bring up about Goblin Slayer that annoyed the crap out of me. Yeah. And it's really nitpicky. Half the time, they CGI'd Goblin Slayer. Everyone else is like a cartoon.
Yeah.
He's a computer-generated character. And then he awkwardly kind of moves. Yeah. But then sometimes he moves gracefully while CGI'd.
Yeah, I noticed a couple different shots in there that were animated weird.
That was usually him when he's CGI'd.
Yeah.
He's he's colored to blend in better, and in certain lightings, you can't tell. But other times it's just when he awkwardly moves, I'm like, oh crap, he's a computer generated thing. I keep saying, you can do that in your anime, but give me a goddamn reason. Don't just animate him robotically for 5 frames.
Yeah.
And at times, I will say the animation was good. Like, some of the combat scenes were good, but not enough to make me go, oh, wow, this is one of the best animations I've seen in a while. It was enough to go, that was impressive. But
I can't really comment on episode and a half. I don't think I saw anything in particular. But
the only thing I can compliment the show for is it actually is a D&D game, apparently.
Okay.
The gods of this world are actual D&D players.
All right.
And Goblin Slayer is basically, the way it's described, apparently, in the novels, is... Imagine you're playing a game of D&D with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
And there's an NPC on the board. The piece moved on its own. He is so beneath the gods, no one wants to control him, so he's allowed to be free-willed. But he's so beneath them because he has no stats.
Okay.
He just has 1 point higher HP than average humans.
Yeah.
Which is how he survives some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Whenever he doesn't plan something, he has to use his luck stat, which is subpar, which is why whenever he chances something, he gets his ass handed.
Yeah.
But when he thinks of something with his creativity, which is, like I said, MacGyver genius, it's good. But when he just has to use his wits in general, he's an idiot in places because he has no street smarts. He just knows goblin slaying. Yeah. And that idea alone would make a fantastic show. And it's wasted on this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can have all the great ideas in the world, but if it's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like the reverse, not the reverse. It's kind of, it should be more in the line of, like, I want to say, like, Full Metal Alchemist is a show where the ideas are brilliant and
the characters are brilliant.
They're executed in a way, like you're executing these like, great stories and ideas and different, even philosophies at times in a show that is still fun and entertaining to people who don't care about that.
Yeah, and let's admit it, Full House could be dark when it wanted to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like the dog.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah. Like, but that was way more powerful. That impacted you. That was character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's...
You kind of have to earn those things.
Yeah, I really don't think a show can ever... It's very hard to do a shocking first episode, in my opinion.
I feel like you gotta, like I said, earn it. You gotta build to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If they had, I don't know.
Like I said, it's hard to do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, only way I can think of it is maybe have a couple of episodes where we follow a mysterious guy why is he rampaging through these goblins' nests?
Yeah.
And slowly build up to why goblins are so bad and why he is such a hater of them.
Yeah.
That could have been better, but obviously that's not what the creator wanted to go for. And I do know this is selling pretty well. Like, the manga and the light novel are selling pretty good, but I don't know if I would call this super popular.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if people like this or people are just buying out of, I want to understand more about this controversy.
Yeah. Either way, it's selling.
Yeah.
There's talk.
Yes.
Which, good or bad, it helps, right?
Which...
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely is not the worst show we've watched for the podcast.
No.
And definitely not the worst show both have tried to watch in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of a few that aren't even anime that are way, way worse.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? This is my least favorite show that we've done an episode on.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, I just thought about it, and, like, there are anime that I enjoyed less than this, but we haven't done episodes on them.
I will still say I would rewatch this before I rewatch Fooly Cooly.
Oh man, Fooly Cooly, like, not even...
But that's just me and you being different. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Almost like we're allowed to do that. But I definitely would not... Like, every other show we've done, I would watch before this one.
Yeah.
Even Attack on Titan, which I could not.
I still haven't started season 3 of that. I'll get around to it.
Yeah.
So...
I think that's all we can say about...
I think that's it for
Goblin
Goblin Slayer.
Mr. Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
If, like I said, there's season 2 coming out, and if you enjoy the show, and we got this completely wrong, I'm sure you're already commenting about it.
Yeah.
Whether or not I actually read and care about your comment is another story.
And if we get like angry comments, that's at least interaction.
Yes.
At least people are listening.
And if we get angry comments, that means we'll probably have to do season 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
sounds good.
Means you'll have to finish season 1.
Maybe. I don't know about that. Don't know about all that. So we have a question.
Yes, from my buddy Soul.
Yes.
Do I still have it?
A very timely question.
It was amazingly time for both of us.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We like to do questions every episode from the listeners.
See if I can find it on my phone.
Yep. Good old dead air.
Yeah. No, wait, that was an amazing Zangief I found for you.
Yep.
Come on, phone, don't... see. Oh, yes. He wanted to know what do you guys look for in a collector set for a show or for video games in general? You know, the deluxe box sets or whatever when you want to buy that. Or the fancy editions.
That's fair.
Editions. And for me, it's case by case, I want to say.
Yeah. You know, I'll get into it first because I feel like I have a little less to say than you.
Sure.
I'm not as much of a collector as you are, and
I've noticed.
I've been out of. I used to be a big collector in a lot of things. I don't have. You can't see them all here. I have like storage boxes.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
But yesterday, funny enough, I sat down and for the first time in my life, I watched a movie with an audio commentary track. I'd never done it before, which is weird considering I am obsessed with movies and obsessed with podcasting.
Which is funny. I am not obsessed with behind the scenes, but I've done that for several movies and shows.
Yeah.
So, weirdness there.
So I got to looking through different box sets that I owned and so on. I noticed that some of them don't have any of these tracks, and I guess that is like I've really enjoyed that yesterday. I mean, it makes sense. I love listening to people just talk about the things that they create. I love behind the scenes. I love trivia, especially about movies and TV shows that I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a big one for me. Even though I literally just started yesterday. Like, sure, the casing definitely does not hurt.
Yes.
In particular, I own all the seasons of Game of Thrones. You can see them up there. And those box sets are absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of... Like, I enjoy it when... DVDs, Blu-rays, they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
Especially when you get into TV shows. And when you pay for something and you look back at it and, like, you actually see that, okay, they put care into this. They you know, like, this is not a cheap material. It's nicely laid out. You're getting your money's worth. That's always nice to see.
I'm just going to bring a small side tangent for the anime side of this. You think their DVD box sets are expensive in the West. You have not seen the prices for the DVD box sets, or even just single DVDs in Japan.
Yeah.
Where a single DVD, which may have 2 to 3 episodes on it, will cost you the full price of a box set in the West.
That's insane.
I know. I pay the Japanese so much at times for that.
Yeah.
But it's just what they expect from their media.
Yeah, like, even in looking at, like I own a couple anime Blu-rays. Just looking at some of the prices, they're so expensive.
And then they're even more expensive in Japan. You're like, why? What the? But for me, when I buy like a collector's edition or a box set, the first thing I want is behind-the-scenes stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it comes to movies or shows, like I would like to have. I don't always, but some of the best ones are having the Futurama ones. And that's one of the things I don't like about anime DVDs. They rarely have commentary.
Yeah.
But the handful of ones that do rocked my world so much, I adored them and sing the praises to them, especially Full Metal Alchemist, which had 2 or 3 episodes only out of the entire 50 episodes in the box that I bought for the first season. The first Full Metal Alchemist had 2 or 3 episodes with commentary, and they were so funny and so amazing and so much behind the scenes. And they painted a picture with just the words while I'm watching one of my favorite shows. I love that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actual physical items, I gotta feel it's either A, priced well. Like, I almost bought the Marvel vs. Capcom's last game they came out with, the one with
Oh, okay.
That one came with a statue of several characters and Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
I looked at the price of it, and it would have been like $200.
Yeah.
No.
That's
because the game itself is $60.
Yeah.
I would have paid maybe $140 for that. Even though these are big statues, I didn't like all the statues.
Yeah.
I liked. It came with an Iron Man statue, which I liked, and I think a Chun-Li statue, which I kind of liked.
Okay. Yeah.
And the Infinity Gems were just flat little pieces of plastic that looked like Infinity Gems. I'm like, you couldn't even do like full 3D little stones.
Yeah.
Which is what I look for. The first box set I ever bought was Arkham Asylum's. Came with a fancy box, which had a battering inside of it. The behind-the-scenes DVD for the game, and a leather-bound art book, which was also filled with the profiles of all the all the members in the asylum at the time.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
A nice, simple piece of merchandise. It's a battering. It's not fancy.
Yeah.
But that leather-bound book, that was amazingly enough for me to pay, I think it was $120 for that.
Yeah.
That was a game and a half.
Fair enough.
So I tried to get all the collector's editions for the Arkham series because every single one was good. Arkham City came with a Batman statue, which I really like that Batman statue.
Yeah.
I didn't get Arkham Knights because of I couldn't because of the timing.
Yeah.
But Arkham Origins, which was a meh game,
Yeah.
has this epic statue of the Joker.
Yeah,
And I've shown that to Ryan, and
Yeah.
it looks really cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
And I've got I collect toys, and I have those toys on the statue with Joker, and it looks really fucking sweet. It became a centerpiece.
Yeah.
So when you buy a physical item like that, I want to be either a centerpiece or this is a discussing point.
Yeah.
If it's just a weird statue with no real,
Yeah.
like if it either has to be a very iconic looking thing or a very, what is that? I need to know what.
Yeah.
Because you've seen my collection, and not everything in my collection drew your eye.
No, of course.
Of course not.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to spend X number of dollars,
Yeah.
I want to draw people's eyes.
Yeah.
I want it as a status symbol, I guess.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is I want commentary.
Yeah.
Or even an additional soundtrack. Like, I bought a lot of games that came with free soundtracks.
Yeah.
Although I'm pissed off that oftentimes they'll give you 12 songs out of their 300.
Yeah.
And even then, they'll give you like the 2-minute versions.
Yeah.
When some of these songs are like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think for me, what it comes down to is I'm not big on I'm not a big memorabilia guy. So physical things aren't gonna entice me, but actual content, be it in terms of movies and TV shows, like behind the scenes or commentary tracks, or with a game, I guess more of like more actual in-game content.
Yeah.
And not just
costumes, like not the easy stuff.
Useful, like, I mean, like recently I bought the deluxe edition of Spider-Man, and just the actual DLC is substantial.
Yeah. I've done the same thing for Final Fantasy 14. They gave me a free item in-game that makes it easier for me to get experience for my character.
Yeah.
Which, oh no, pay to win. Yeah, I bought this. I would like to have a small... But the thing is, the levels in your game don't affect anyone else. I can't go up as my level, soon-to-be level 80 character and kick the crap out of level 1 character because that's not how the game works.
Yeah.
There's place for PvP, and PvP has its own level. So I can go that place and level 1 scrub can still kick my ass. Because they realized when you put two people against each other, let's make that playing field as even as we can.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if they did something like that for Street Fighter, no one would appreciate that. So
yeah, exactly.
But if I taking Street Fighter example, DLC when you buy the collector's edition, give you the DLC characters for free or early, but don't just give skins.
No.
Like, those are nice.
Yeah, skins are good and all, but
they're not what people really want collector's editions for.
No, exactly.
You want either the DLC characters early or the soundtrack.
Yeah. Something substantial.
Yeah, something, and the more you can use it outside the game, the better it is, I think.
Yeah, and like I said, like I'm not that big onto memorabilia, but if it's a physical thing, like a keychain, or
the CD,
like the little things that I can actually I can stick this on my keys, I can actually make some use of it, or something, like.
Oh, imagine if I would love it if more games gave up like mugs or something like that.
Oh, yeah, mugs would be fun.
Especially, although I've seen some mugs that you cannot drink out of. And those are the evilest thing to give out as promotional stuff.
Yeah.
But you want that mug to last forever? No, if I buy a mug, I want to drink out of it.
Yeah.
I want to be smug while someone goes, "What the fuck is that on your mug?"
Yeah.
Or t-shirts would be nice too.
Yeah.
But getting t-shirts in...
The sizing is always an issue.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Getting t-shirts in Western gentleman sizes
Yeah.
from Japanese producers is never going to happen.
No, not likely. So yeah, I guess on that note,
yeah,
we're wrapping this thing up.
Yep. Do you want to talk what we're going to watch next?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna watch part of a show next because it is far too long to actually get into. And if you're familiar at all with anime, it's exactly what you're thinking of. It is that one.
We do not have enough time for that adventure.
No.
But we will try and go out on the Grand Line, I believe it's called?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I haven't started this thing yet.
I've only ever watched a little bit of the 4Kids dub, which...
Oh, we should, if you don't know, it's One Piece.
Yeah, it's One Piece. And I non-ironically enjoyed the dub of 4Kids version of One Piece, which a lot of people think is one of the worst things 4Kids has ever done.
Yeah.
But I didn't like One Piece, so seeing it being made fun of, in a sense, made it enjoyable. Who knows, though?
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't watched it for 10, 12 years. I have a different version than I was.
Tastes can change.
Tastes can change. Maybe it was just, like I said, I think it was probably because I was in the middle of my shonen high, where I was trying to watch as many shonen shows as I could at once, and this one just didn't scratch the itch, or I was burning myself out.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, too.
And I haven't watched many shonen shows for a while now, because...
It could be the same as, like with me last year, with the amount of superhero movies and TV shows and everything I was trying to watch. When I got around to Ant-Man and the Wasp, it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
But it was... I watching it, I could say, like... I think this is good, but for some reason it's just I think it's just a little too much like it was a little too much superhero. Like there was too much going on, and there wasn't enough to stand out at the time.
I mean, at the time I just got into Bleach, which I loved instantly. I was getting into Naruto, which I sort of liked at the time.
Yeah,
I was rewatching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's a lot of shows.
I was deep into 2 different Gundam shows at the time.
Jesus.
Because I had just discovered I could find one of them online.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I was between 2 other shows besides One Piece that I tried and couldn't get into.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also remember watching Kirby's Right Back at Ya, which was adorably, and I still love that show.
Yeah, a little too much. Too much shonen.
Yeah, so I was just... I was probably overloading myself. And
yeah, a little bit.
I think the last shonen show I've watched is My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Which is such a different beast from the average shonen show.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't even think that'll be burning me out. So is there any news we want to discuss, or...?
No. Nothing. I think we're at a pretty good time for the episode, though. Like, I haven't heard any recent news.
No, the only thing I've heard is... Broly movie is still doing amazing.
Yeah.
I could bring up a tiny bit of salt about Broly again.
I mean, if you feel like it.
We're getting a second Broly character for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Oh.
So we're getting regular Broly and movie Broly, which regular Broly is also movie Broly. So we're getting super movie Broly.
Oh yeah, the other new characters for Dragon Ball FighterZ. We got that.
We got Videl and Jiren. They came at the same time.
Yeah.
Really, actually like Videl. She's a pretty fun character.
Yeah.
Jiren is not my gameplay style.
Okay.
But I have seen some people really getting into the character. But Videl plays a lot like Android 18.
Okay.
She's able to summon a character. Both of them are able to summon a character, which I don't know. Kind of feels like they're saying the women need their men to back them up. But as they summon them for different things, and Videl summons Gohan, or the Great Saiyaman, I'm sorry. He's more of a jokester character, so it doesn't feel exactly the same, but as Videl actually will say in her victory line, I can fight too, you know.
Okay.
And she has Gohan helping her half the time, and I'm like, not sure how I feel about that. No. What am I thinking too much into that?
No, I mean, it's worth acknowledging, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only female character who is completely by herself is the original character, Android 21.
Yeah.
And she's kind of psychotic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, doing 18 and 17 makes sense, but then 17 got his own character. Like, he's his own separate character, so you can have two 17s on a team, in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird.
Hmm.
And also, if you have Krillin in your team, 18 will change some of her attacks, so Krillin helps instead. Which is cute. They're married, so it's nice, nice to see a battle couple. But at the same time, you're like, she probably could have been on her own.
Yeah.
Especially now that 17's on his own.
Yeah.
That just feels really awkward. Because at any point, you can have 4 17s on screen.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, because you can have him call for assists and have 18 use your attacks its own 17, so those 4 17s shooting each other. And you're just like, yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe that is a wrap.
And that's a good place to end, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks again for tuning in to Final Form. You can check out other episodes of Final Form Jedi Dropouts. The new episode of Jedi Dropouts is not up as of the recording, but it will be as of the time that you're listening.
Time travel shenanigans, I guess.
Yeah. You can check out other episodes of that, as well as Hyper Battle, if that ever...
I still need to get the energy to do that.
Whenever it happens.
Whenever that happens. I hope no one's on bated breath for that, but I highly doubt that.
You're just highly awaiting the premiere of Season 2, that's all.
I'll tell you how far Season 2 comes along. I haven't picked a show for it yet.
Yeah. It'll come when it comes.
It'll come. It's more of a passion project, I think.
You can check any of that out. Oh, that's a long sentence. Over at www.jedidropouts.podbean.com or wherever you listen to your podcast. And yeah,
we'll see you guys next time after we partake of the gum fruit.
Yes. Make sure you check out the new episode in about 2 weeks' time. One Piece.
Catch you later.
Later.
This has been a Jedi Dropouts production.